I'm Roy Wood Jr., she's Desi Leidick, and this is America's Got Suppression, the #1 show about how the freest, most democratic country in the world keeps some of its citizens from voting.
Tonight we're in North Carolina, home of sandy beaches, delicious barbecue, and the most beautiful plantation weddings that your sorority sisters never should have had.
That's right, Desi, and North Carolina is also ground zero for voting suppression in America. Let's meet our first contestant.
Jaden is a college senior who loves his lucky hat, but doesn't love that his voting rights are being threatened by a voter ID law proposed by the state's Republican legislature.
My experience with voter suppression comes from the North Carolina General Assembly trying to pass a voter ID amendment. I'm an out-of-state student in North Carolina, so I don't have what they deem worthy IDs in North Carolina. All I have is a South Carolina driver's license and then my school ID.
It's a legitimate ID. I mean, you can use it to get into the library. You can use it to get into bars, even when you're underage.
My dorm,
you can
everything.
Use it to cut up cocaine.
Okay, yeah.
So you can't vote with that?
You know, this law is being pushed by the Republican Party, and we all know college students tend to vote more Democratic, especially students at HBCUs.
Yes, HBCUs, that's historically African-American colleges and universities.
You can say black.
Oh, okay. Historically black colleges and universities.
Wait, what did you just do?
Let's get our next contestant. Vashti Hinton-Smith is always wearing glasses.
And she was deprived of her voting power when her historically black college was gerrymandered.
Gerrymandering is a mechanism that is used to draw voting districts to make sure you can get reelected.
I always thought it was a sex act.
No, Desi, it's when they dilute the power of a specific voting block, like splitting a school into 2 districts.
Just look at that map and tell me that district isn't getting
Vashti, how did you fight back against this in North Carolina?
We've had court cases, which it took a very long time to win. The North Carolina Supreme Court, they decided that this was a partisan gerrymander, which is illegal. Every year, every election, there's always a fight. So if that doesn't make us the most suppressed, I don't know what does.
You know, Roy, I gotta tell you, I have never experienced voter suppression before. Some people are just lucky, I guess.
I think privilege is the word you're looking for.
No, I think it's luck.
Okay, next up is Dan McCready, a veteran and solo entrepreneur who has a friendly face.
And while running for Congress in 2018, his Republican opponent's campaign allegedly used voter fraud to defeat him.
Wow.
Something seems off with this guy. This doesn't seem right, because this guy's white. You're white, right? Well, of course, his name is Dan. He's definitely white.
Dan, I'm sorry about her, okay? Why do you think you've got what it takes to be the most suppressed?
What happened in my race, which was the largest case of election fraud in modern day American history, I thought we lost by 905 votes, only to find out that my Republican opponent had hired a known criminal who sent workers to the doors of voters that they knew were likely to vote Democrats, including African Americans.
Oh, Dan, you can say black.
No, you can't, Dan. Don't do that.
Never mind, Dan.
Those workers stole their ballots. They forged signatures. They filled in vote choices for people.
It's interesting, Desi, because it's usually Republicans who accuse Democrats of voter fraud.
Huh. That is interesting.
But at the end of the day, the bipartisan Board of Elections in North Carolina voted 5-0 to hold a new election.
All right, so they held a new election, Desi, and he won his office and fought back on that suppression. That's what I'm talking about, Dan.
Congratulations, Dan. Now that is a happy ending.
Well, unfortunately, I didn't win. But the important thing is that in this case, the system worked.
So you lost twice, is what you're saying?
He got cheated, he lost, and then he lost again.
I got to give it up to you, Dan. I've never seen anybody get suppressed twice in the same election. Okay, time to take a last look at all our contestants and see which one has what it takes to win America's Got Suppression.
That's right. Is it going to be restrictive ID laws, race-based gerrymandering, or outright voter fraud?
This is tough, Desi.
Absolutely.
And the winner of America's Got Suppression is...
Mitch McConnell?
Oh, that makes sense. When voters are suppressed, he wins.
Every time.
To the other contestants, you lose.
So does democracy.
Yes, it does. All right, well, it was fun playing with you. America's Got Suppression returns next week, live from Atlanta, Georgia.
You're making me do this again?
Yeah, we have like 49 more states to do.
By now, you've probably heard about North Carolina's controversial HB2 law, also known as the bathroom bill. Not to be confused with Bathroom Bill, the man who invented the glory hole. But bathrooms are just the tip of the iceberg. The HB2 law also allows businesses in North Carolina to discriminate based simply on who they believe might be gay, which is insane. And where there's insanity, there's Roy Wood Jr.
I wanted to show North Carolinians what HB2 would look like in action, so I rented a food truck, made up a fake barbecue company, and set out to refuse service to people by telling them they're gay. Now let's be clear, I don't care if they're gay or not, but HB2 says I can do this Jim Crow level and nobody can stop me. I just needed someone to help me with the actual discriminating. There we go. Time for North Carolina to try a little bit of the Bone Brothers Flamin' Barbecue. Welcome to Bone Brothers.
I will do. I'll do a barbecue sandwich. World's best.
You can't just throw it in everybody's face. All right, we're not gonna serve you. It feels wrong doing it to discriminate you because you're gay. That feels.
I'm not gay.
I mean, whatever you want to tell yourself at night, man.
I've been married for 22 years.
I'm not buying it.
You got proof?
I get a weird vibe. That's all we need. Sorry.
Bone Bros. This dude didn't know what to do. Were we really using sexual orientation as the reason for not serving him barbecue? You can step away from the window because we got other customers. You're gonna scare them off. Yep.
What's going on, buddy?
What's good, fam? What's up with y'all?
Huh?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we are together, yeah.
Y'all the gay? That's what I thought. Yeah, they gay. Don't serve gay folks, fam. I'm sorry.
Say what?
Don't serve gay people.
Oh, hell no, we not that.
You just said y'all together.
Not on the like that. You got me up. Hell no. Oh, he joking. Oh.
No. You, Lenny Kravitz, CeeLo, all y'all know.
You serious?
Yeah.
Huh?
Put that up.
Okay. You playing?
What's good, my dude?
You really think gay?
What
you talking about,
It don't
man?
matter, fam. If I think you gay, that's what it is.
You got me up, bro. We together as we work in the same goddamn office.
Wow, that is so weird. It's as if people don't like arbitrary discrimination.
Welcome to Bone Brothers. What are you guys looking for?
I'll just do the,
Wait, I'll serve you guys, but I won't serve him.
What?
I'm good with those guys. I can't serve you.
Why?
Lifestyle stuff.
Lifestyle stuff.
We don't serve gay people.
Am I gay?
Look, your gay taste buds aren't even calibrated to enjoy straight mac and cheese. They're more cultivated to enjoy things like cilantro and penis.
How about that? It was clear that discrimination really sucks, and a lot of these people were experiencing it for the first time. Virgins.
Come on, guys. I'm not trying to be a dick here.
You are being a dick.
How am I being a dick?
Because you're just arbitrarily, randomly not serving me.
Look, if anybody knows something about discrimination, it's me. I got called 4 times this morning.
Again, sorry about that.
It happens.
That's great. But why do you think I'm gay?
That's what he's focused on.
I was told this was cool in North Carolina. I don't have to justify myself. That's an instinct I have, is that you are gay and I don't feel comfortable.
He's got good instinct, bro.
But why?
The Bible, bro.
What does that do with anything?
I'm a pastor, man.
You're a pastor?
You're a pastor? But then you know, tell him.
Even if you were gay, I mean, still you should serve him.
There you go. And all it took was a pastor to ask the real question, which was, what the does being gay have to do with a person getting some barbecue?
Next.
And it turns out he's not alone. 70% of North Carolinians think HB2 is bad for their state. But until their government repeals HB2, this ridiculous thing we did is completely 100% legal.
Order fries back there?
I'm sorry, we don't serve gays.
What?
You're saying I can't get a sandwich?
That is exactly what we're saying.
This gaydar is amazing, and I trust it, bro.
Ding, ding, ding.
HB2, baby. Put that on back in there.
Yeah, put that back.
I'm at Moodle, North Carolina.
It's fun here. You can say whatever the you want.
Is this what being white is like? You just tell people no for no reason?
Right.
And just so you know, we let everybody off the hook and we gave them free barbecue. Because what we did was kind of up. I mean, these people already have to live in North Carolina. I'm just like, damn, I'm Roy Wood with The Daily Show. That's stressful enough.
The public bathroom. It's a place you only go if you have to, you know, like prison or an a cappella concert. But recently, these chambers of secrets became the flashpoint in a battle for America's soul. And after North Carolina passed a law requiring transgender people to use the public bathroom that corresponds to their birth gender and not their gender that they identify with, last week, you know, the stall became a big incident. You know, and like a bathroom stall with a badly clogged toilet, the state quickly found itself in deep.
The Department of Justice says North Carolina's controversial new law that limits protections for LGBT people violates the Federal Civil Rights Act.
If the state goes ahead and carries out the law, it could lose roughly $2 billion in federal funds. That's for its public schools and its universities.
These guys are not f***ing serious. You're willing to give up $2 billion over bathrooms? Let me get, like... There is no one I would not let use a bathroom for $2 billion. In fact, I would be your bathroom for $2 billion. Okay, wait, no, wait. That came out wrong. What I'm saying is, I would literally let you on me for $2 billion. How is this still a fight? $2 billion. But apparently that's just me, because yesterday, North Carolina did not react the same way.
The Department of Justice gave the state of North Carolina until Monday to throw out the law, but instead, North Carolina sued the DOJ, accusing them of overreaching.
North Carolina, at what point would you admit that you are taking this too far? Because you realize you've already been sharing the bathroom with trans people for your entire lives, and you've never noticed it. And why would you? Because it's a public bathroom. You're supposed to go in there, mind your own business, and get out as fast as you can. That's all you do. If you can ID anyone, if you can ID anyone else who was in the bathroom with you, you were paying too much attention. I don't care who's there. Elvis could be at the urinal next to me, and I wouldn't notice because I'm looking straight ahead at the wall. He could be doing everything. Elvis could be there, gyrating like, oh, one for the urinal, two for the stall, three again. I still wouldn't notice. I mean, even if you don't like trans people for whatever reason, this has to be so far down the list of problems with, like, public bathrooms. Just for starters, there's pee everywhere. That's a bigger problem. Where is all the pee coming from, people? Why isn't it going into the places it's supposed to go? And how come that automatic toilet always flushes before I'm done? What's the rush? You're a toilet. You don't have anywhere to be. You can't be like, let's hurry this thing up. I have Captain America tickets. You're a toilet. Relax. There are so many other problems. So the federal government gave North Carolina an ultimatum to abandon its discrimination law, which North Carolina refuses to do. And Governor Pat McCrory says it's partly about government overreach and partly about something else that the Justice Department just isn't taking into account.
They gave the 9th largest state in the United States 3 working days to respond to a pretty complex letter and to a pretty big threat. This unrealistic deadline by the federal government is quite amazing to the 9th largest state.
Why do you keep saying 9th largest state? Like that's supposed to impress us. I don't think the size of your state is relevant here. But even if it was, 9th largest? Just doesn't sound that impressive. Like if your girlfriend tells you you're the 9th largest guy, it's not a compliment. And the way Governor McCrory says 9th largest state, it makes it sound like it's his catchphrase, which apparently it is.
As governor of the 9th largest state. In the 9th largest state. The 9th largest state in the United States of America. The 9th largest state now. We're number 9.
You know, somewhere the governor of the 10th largest state is there like, damn you, McCrory. Quit rubbing it in. We're doing our best. And then he takes out like a golden number 9 out of his cabinets. And he's like, someday. Like, I know which way I think this issue should go. But I also get why this is an issue. As progressive as you'd like to be, you must acknowledge that for many people, it must be difficult. You know, the whole idea of transgender must be so confusing. You know, it can seem like there's a lot of change happening very quickly in society. You know, there are some people who are just getting comfortable with Ellen. And now we're telling those same people, hey, by the way, there are men who used to be women and vice versa, or they might be somewhere in between, and they're part of society too. And I can see how it might feel like a lot to handle. But this law exploits that fear. And it actually goes far beyond bathrooms. Because this law actually says that gay and transgender people cannot be protected as a class, which means that it's okay to discriminate against them in any number of situations, including employment, housing, and every other situation. Like, just yesterday, the Justice Department responded to North Carolina's lawsuit by saying, you want to go to court? Well, I'll see you in court.
Today, we are filing a federal civil rights lawsuit against the state of North Carolina. This action is about a great deal more than bathrooms. This is about the dignity and the respect that we accord our fellow citizens and the laws that we as a people and as a country have enacted to protect them, indeed, to protect all of us. And it's about the founding ideals that have led this country, haltingly but inexorably, in the direction of fairness, inclusion, and equality for all Americans.
Yeah, that statement from Lynch was kind of beautiful. And she's right. This is, at its root, about America's founding ideals. Although, for what it's worth, I'd be pretty surprised if America's founders saw this debate coming.
We should probably put something in here about who's allowed to use which bathroom.
Or we could go have sex with slaves.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
While I'm doing my best to isolate at home, protests to reopen the country have popped up all over the place. They're full of people shouting for a return to their normal lives, their normal abs, and their normal hairstyles.
Who has the right to tell me I can't get a haircut? I can't go here, I can't go there.
And there are also healthcare workers who have been protesting the protests. They're trying to convince people to stay home and avoid opening businesses too soon. And these people who actually help us not die have been greeted like this. I wanted to talk to these brave frontline healthcare workers. So North Carolina oncology nurse Amber Brown Skyped me while she was on her way to her third week of counter-protesting. What are you feeling right now?
It always makes me a little excited because when I get to basically be a foil to the madness that's about to happen.
A foil to the madness that's about to happen. Yeah. I've played that role before. What are you trying to say to the local government?
We want to support our governor. Our governor supports not reopening yet, and then a staged reopening. And then he also agrees that until we're doing more testing and until healthcare workers have proper PPE, we don't need to reopen.
You feel like you want your guys' voices heard as opposed to the small number of outside voices being heard.
Yes.
And yet, you're the ones wearing masks.
We're the ones that know the virulence of the virus.
You're starting from a disadvantage here. What do you think their ultimate message is?
They want a haircut.
Trust me, I want a haircut as bad as the next guy. This is like my brand, but I've been okay for a few weeks.
Thanks for your sacrifice.
But the messaging from the Reopen campaign took a hit when the virus showed it has a strong sense of situational irony by infecting one of the group's organizers. But some North Carolinians are totally comfortable rushing back into the streets. There must be a reason. Are people just healthier in North Carolina?
No, not exactly. We're, the stroke belt.
That's your nickname, the stroke belt?
The stroke belt, yeah.
To be fair, North Carolina's not exactly the healthiest place. Even your meat smokes down there. It's been a while since I've been out there. As Amber approached, I started to see the usual signs. Somebody's coming up behind you? What's that sign say?
Let's see. Bill Gates is trash human scum.
Definitely an Apple guy there, huh? I get it. The Microsoft operating system sometimes is difficult.
Here we are. There they are in their parking lot. Tyrants answer to God. Reopen and see. Yeah, there's really not as many people as they were last time.
Is that a good sign or a bad sign? Do you think the Reopen people are looking around like, I see our numbers are down. Do we want to look into that? So why are these nurses putting themselves in harm's way? Second-year nursing student Carrie Shropshire has also been coming to these events for the past 3 weeks.
We do not believe what these people are saying all of North Carolinians believe, and that's why we're here.
What do you think most North Carolinians believe?
That we need to stay at home and continue to flatten the curve. We did a great job so far, and we need to keep doing it.
She's actually right. 2/3 of America is concerned about lifting restrictions too quickly. And even the local government in Raleigh has taken steps to ensure that both of these groups are safe and comfortable.
Last week, they stormed the General Assembly, and so we set up on purpose in front of it before they got there. The police are not allowing them to come down as long as we are physically in front of it.
3 weeks ago, the situation looked like this. But this time, the police keep the two groups apart. So the police is separating you from the reopen protesters right now to keep everybody apart.
Correct.
What I'm hearing is that a coordinated governmental effort to keep people safe was effective?
Yeah.
I'm sensing snark. I actually can't tell because of what you're wearing right now. It's an amazing concept, and one that maybe our federal government could learn from. But until then, let's recognize that these healthcare workers are on two front lines. They're fighting the virus and the bullshit. Thank you, guys. When I see this, I realize that 90s boy band formation was decades ahead of its time when it came to social distancing and PPE. I'm with you guys. In spirit, technically not there. I'm hundreds of miles away, but thank you. Staying strong and apart.